Yo, I wanted to come and talk with you all about my podcast. My podcast was just an audio version. Check Your Life Be Limitless. Let me just get straight to the point. Check Your Life Be Limitless is all about you. I have lived a very complicated life, a life where a lot of people were like, yo, that dude's a loser. He was going to be a loser. I remember people laughing at me when I was homeless and walking. All of those things, all of the pain, having two kids before I got out of high school, and even some pastors didn't think I'd amount to stuff. I know the pain of relationships, the pain of my body, the pain of my finances. And I'm here to talk with you all to help you figure out how to navigate through the pain. And I'm not coming with no theory. I'm not coming with none of that stuff. I'm coming with real lived experiences that I can share with you that hopefully can help you. And I heard Sadhguru say, he said he's an uneducated guru, basically saying that he's not using theory to try to lead and guide you. He's using his life experiences to show you how to overcome pain and heartache. So before I get started, Check Your Life Be Limitless is all about empowering you to see beyond your limitations and to live an abundant life. So before I get started, I like to try to bring up positive energy. Man, I'm just grateful that I have an opportunity to be before you, because this is a guy 25, 26 years ago. I wouldn't care one bit about trying to help you or anybody else out to have the best life, because I was broken and I was trying to figure out my life. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do to take care of two kids. You know, when the child support was coming, going in and out of court, I wanted to know, how in the world am I going to be able to find a way to do the right thing? And I thought football was that avenue for me. Come to realize it wasn't. And I realized, looking backwards in my life, a lot of those things were leading me to where I am now. So how does that help you? Some of you got a lot of money, but you're still not happy. Some of you are married. You're still not happy. Some of you have the ideal job. You're still not happy. Some of you can just go on vacations and do what you want to do, and you're still not happy. Some of you don't have money and you're not happy. A lot of the audiences I go to, a lot of people could put out their highlight reels. I see it on Facebook. I see it on Instagram. I see it when I see them in person and meet them. They got the nice suits on, nice dresses. They walking, but they don't enjoy their lives. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't mean I don't get frustrated. I enjoy every aspect of my life, even the grind, even the pain. And some people have heard me complain, and then they see me weeks later and they're like, yo, how are you doing okay? Because I realize my pain is my testimony. I got to go through it. God built me to be able to handle this. There's nothing no more that God will put on me that I'm not able to bear. And if you're dealing with something, you can handle it. And I'm telling you this, and I know some of you like, nah, I can't. And let's just go there real quick. There's two philosophies I believe in: a victim mentality and a hero's mentality. And this is not to minimize or to discredit anything it is that you all are dealing with, because I believe some of you all are dealing with some real issues. And I know for a fact I have dealt with some real issues, right? And we'll go into a little bit of those. But I will say this. I remember when I was getting suspended from school, and I said, well, the teacher, they don't like me, or they doing this, or they doing that, whatever. Or I get into a fight. Well, I don't want to get punked on or bullied, whatever excuses I came up with. It was always about they externally. And you know what happened in my environment? Nothing. Nothing changed. I kept getting suspended from school. I kept having teachers congregate to talk about things that I'm not doing right. My parents coming to school to talk on my behalf. Nothing worked out. And I remember one time, Coach Neal, God bless his soul, I was talking about, yo, the guys ain't blocking this, I'm that good and all of this. And he said, if you're so good, why ain't you lighting up the scoreboard? I don't see you scoring a lot of touchdowns. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of yards though. He said, well, if you're getting a lot of yards, why don't you get in the end zone? And it made me sit and think. It ain't have nothing to do with the people blocking for me. It ain't have nothing to do with them. James, if you want it, you got to go get it. You got to go get it. And what I decided to say in my mind, I ain't working hard enough. Yo, let's keep it real, James. You lazy. You ain't doing what you need to do to go to that next level. So I worked harder. And when I worked harder, more and more opportunities came to me. See, if you keep complaining, you can't be the hero in your own story. You need somebody to come and save you. Victims need somebody to save them. Heroes, they put on their own cape. So the three things I'm going to focus on this podcast is relationships, health, and wealth. Because these are the three things that people tend to focus on. And let's talk about relationships. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. I got some great, amazing kids. I do not have a good relationship with my older daughter. That's just facts. Haven't seen her in years. Saw this summer, saw my grandkids. It was beautiful, but it wasn't meant to be. And it hurt. Not going to sit here and say it didn't hurt. But then I said, you know what, God, I created this a long time ago. In 1996, when I had a kid at 16, I created this. I created that environment. And this is the consequences of it. There's no animosity towards her, no animosity towards the situation, but this is life. There's people right now that don't have great relationships with the people they live with in their house. They don't like their spouse. They don't have a good relationship with their kids. They don't have a great relationship with their coworkers. But you got to go to that job every day. You got to go, or you feel like you got to go home every day. How do you overcome that? See, I learned that nobody's right or wrong. I don't even like the words right or wrong, good or bad. This is duality, saying that anytime something is right, something got to be wrong. Anytime something's wrong, something got to be right. No, I don't believe in that. And I'm going to tell you, like, I struggle with things even in a job that I had recently, right? Where I saw a person in a way that I didn't like the way that they was doing things. And I realized, James, it doesn't mean you right because you believe this and you got a lot of people that's agreeing with you in this way. But it doesn't mean they're right either. But what it does mean is you got to learn how to live with other people that have different philosophies or different beliefs than you. How can you do that? What is the collective goal? What is the movable middle that you all can agree on in your lives? What is something you can agree on with somebody that you have a conflict with? I give you a better thing. When you're critiquing somebody or thinking about the things you don't like, find some things that you could love and like. The more you find the things that you love and like in that person, all of a sudden that anger, that animosity, that visceral hate, it tends to dissipate. And you tend to see the person in a different light. And then you have this peace over you. And even the person you're interacting with, they don't understand how you just changed up. Because I promise you, there's nobody that I have beef with. But there's some people that don't like me. But I tell them I'm the wrong enemy. Because you should choose your enemies wisely to motivate you. But if I'm your enemy, you really have the wrong enemy, because I promise you, everything in my heart, I want you to win. If I'm winning, I believe that you can win. If God chose me and I had to start from way beyond where I was at, oh my God, what can God do in your life? Because I'm telling you, I shouldn't be here. That is just the facts. I had dirty guns. I wanted to be a big time drug dealer, and God did not allow it to happen for me. Like nobody would allow me to be a big time, like nobody. And I tried. I tried to do things the wrong way. But God was like, nah, I got something different from you. And looking back, you see how God worked in all of those situations. So I want to talk to you about what is the pain in my life and how does it relate to your life? And how does it lead you to your purpose? So I'm going to be inviting people on this podcast that dealt with pain, but overcome it or have overcame that pain and are living a life of abundance. That's what I'm really about. I want you all to really see. So it's going to be a more structured, but I want you to just get a feeling for what it is. Only thing I'm going to bring to you is the real. And if you want to have a real conversation with me and figure out, hey, what it is that I'm dealing with in my life, I want to be able to have that conversation. Yolanda, thank you. I love the fact that you support me. And if you want to talk to me while I'm live streaming to ask me questions, ask whatever you want. Because I'm going to tell you right now, yo, I'm not, and I have not lived the greatest life, but that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up for things that I have fell short in, because I know some of you right now, you still hold on to regret. But let me tell you what regret will get you. It will make your life suck in so many different ways. It will poison and choke out everything good in your life. Let go of regret. God is not thinking about it, but you continue to think about it. You continue to create narratives about everything it is that you've done, and you can't move forward. One of the worst punishments that was done in Roman history was if you murdered somebody, you had to carry the corpse on your back, bare back, with nothing on, after they whipped you and everything. And then as that corpse continued to rot, and all of that stuff, the maggots seep into your skin, it will poison you. And it was one of the most painful, horrific deaths Think about the things that you have not let go from 5, 10 years ago. How's it poisoning you in your life? You're still thinking about it. Look, if people got things they think about me, hey, that's on you. If you want to ask me if I did, yeah, I've done it wrong. I've done things wrong in a lot of areas of my life. At work, in my marriage, with my friendships, with my kids, I have done things wrong. And it's okay. Because every day I wake up, I'm trying to be better than my best. And I'm never going to rest on my last success, ever. Hey, I like that. You crossing over right now. And look, the thing is, we're all limitless. Regardless if you want to believe that or not, you are a limitless being. But if you continue to look at your social constructs and the limitations you put on yourself, I'm just a barber. I'm just this. I'm just that. Think about the limitations of that. Man, I'm not just nothing. And this is the thing that scared me. You only get one life to live. What are you willing to do with that life and that time that you have? Are you willing to continue to complain about the life that you're not living, or are you going to start living the life that you want to live? I cannot, and it scared me to death, I cannot be on my deathbed at the age of 80 or 90, if I'm blessed to live that long, to be sitting there saying, I wish I would have, skydived. I wish I would have traveled around the world. I wish I would have done this. It's not going to be any wishes in my life. I want to act. So you know what I did? I started finding places where I could act. I wanted to play pro ball after I got kicked out of college. So I continue to work to give myself an opportunity. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. Because I fell in love with the process. Or you fall in love with the process that you all are beyond any limitations that people put on you. People know that I worked at BB&T, or when I worked at Liner, when I'm reading those books, and they were sitting there saying, man, you reading this book, you got a bachelor's degree and master's, but you sitting here working with me making $9.25 an hour. And I'm like, yeah, I promise you, I won't always be doing this. You'll see me one day on TV. What are you telling your enemies? What are you telling people that look at you? What are you telling them? Or are you just giving into what they're saying about you? Speak life into your existence. The 4 agreements, if you ever read that book, be impeccable with your words. When you look in the mirror, you should see something beautiful. It's the reason I'm glad I'm up here and I don't have a haircut. You know why? Because I still think I look good. I don't care what nobody think. I used to get picked on about my teeth. James, you got little tic-tac teeth. I love these tic-tac teeth. Watch what they do if you put a steak in front of me. Tear that steak up. Enjoy your life. There's nothing you can say about me that's going to harm me. That's your thoughts. When there's no enemy on the inside, there's no enemy on the outside that can do you any harm. You can't harm me. And I have had people in my family talk about me. People that I love. They don't even know I know they talked about me, but I don't care. And I still got love for them. And I still wish them well. And I still would try to find a way to support them for them to win. Now, it doesn't mean I trust them and I will continue to rock with them, but that's what being limitless is. How do you see the enemy and still love the enemy unconditionally? There's 3 things that drive me every day. What are the 3 things that drive you? I want to be unconditional love. I want to be joy, and I want to be the peace in me. So I want you to really think about 3 questions that I tend to always ask: the why, what, how. I stopped asking the why, because what I realized, if something bad happened to me when I had to have a hip replacement, I didn't say, oh God, why am I having a hip replacement? I'm not going to be able to play basketball again. Nah, I realized, my why, I'm put on this earth to try to live a limitless existence. So when people see me, they say, yo, if that little dude could do that, man, I could do even more. So my why is solidified. My why is to live a limitless life so that you can see that you can live a limitless life. That's my why. Now, the other 2 is the only questions I ask. What am I supposed to learn from this? And how can I apply it to my life, personally and professionally? That's it. So, for example, when I had a hip replacement, all right, so what am I supposed to learn from this? James, you can't play basketball no more, but you know what you can do? You can get stronger and develop a body to the best that it ever been, because you say you wanted to have a body like a bodybuilder. You can't get it from just running long distance and playing basketball, because you're going to eat your muscle up. So now you got to just walk. Now you got to do high volume training. My body looked the best that it ever looked. Have the most muscle and the lowest body fat that I ever had. So I turned something that some people would complain about, having a hip replacement at the age of 39 and turned it into something great. See, every single thing that you deal with, turn it into a blessing, abundance. Remember, all things work for the good of those that love the Lord. There is nothing that can happen in my life that is not going to work to my benefit, because there's nothing on this earth that's going to ever stop me from loving my Creator. Nothing. Let me read this real quick. God has blessed me when others treated me terribly. My books tell of his miracles for me. Hoops go to volunteer for the CELT nonprofit organization. Please do hit me back. Please. And look, I would say, look, Yolanda is absolutely right. When people try to do things to harm you or to be malicious with ill intent, realize, man, there's something in their heart. It has nothing to do with you. Has absolutely nothing to do with you. Love them. Like, really, like, I'm telling you, man, like, there's been people that try to destroy a relationship with somebody that absolutely love. Like, literally. And I can't explain why they did that. But this is what I did. I said, you know what? I still love that person because they was thinking about me, even though they did something in an evil way. And you may say, well, why would you say that? I had to find a way to transmute my anger and my aggression to turn it into something positive and constructive. Because if you hold on to that anger, it's going to implode and it's going to turn you into a person you don't like, and you're losing. I'm not about losing. I'm about moving forward. Remember, if God is transforming your life and if God is truly in you, you're going to deal with some hardship. You can't complain about it. You just got to realize that, this is what I got to deal with. So, and I keep thinking about the story of Lot, when he was Sodom and Gomorrah and God, telling him to go forward, and his wife kept looking back. She just could not let go of what was back there, and she turned to stone. Look, whatever you throwing at me behind there, I'm not worried about you. You way back there. I'm trying to catch up with God. Realize God is leading my life. People are not leading my life. Whether you like my video, whether you hate on the video, I could care less. I'm just doing God's work. Financially, I'm great, man. I don't need to do this. I'm good. I'm doing this because I want you all to be able to see that there's a life out there that you can just never even imagine. It's incomprehensible what God could give you, but you got to be willing to trust the process. See, everything I did had led me to this situation. I remember a guy named Chris Roberts, man. Love this guy to death. That's the only reason why I became a professor. I was trying to climb the corporate ladder, and there's people in your life right now trying to lead you to your purpose, but a lot of you are not seeing it. But this guy was talking to me, and he said, yo, you should be a professor. And I'm like, man, why should I be a professor? And he was like, because you black. Yeah, I want you to hear that, right? Like, some of y'all like, well, why would he say that? Nah, he was saying some deep stuff. Let me tell you what he said. He said, look, you think Eminem's a great rapper? I said, yeah, I think he's a great rapper. He said, do you think he'll be a great rapper if he was black? I said, I never thought about it. I think so. He's a good rapper. He said, think about it. He's a white guy that has exceptional rapping skills in a predominantly black event. He's going to stand out more. You're going to be a black professor in an environment where there's not a lot of black men, and you're already dynamic. Learn the game and everything, and you'll be able to stand out and stand above everybody else. Don't try to fit yourself in spaces and be like everybody else. Be different. That's what I heard. How are you being different in your environments or your spaces? Or are you being just like everybody else? Because all of you are uniquely made. There's a 0.0000001 chance that your parents met and created you. That means that you're special. That means that Taylor Swift, LeBron James, none of them are no more important than you. None of them. But do you believe it? See, going back to the 4 agreements, when you be impeccable with your word, you look in there and you stand in the mirror and you say, I don't want nobody else's life. Everybody know I love LeBron James. I don't want his life. I want James Williams' life. I love my life. I love me. I love me some me. And I think I'm amazing. I think I'm phenomenal. The second one, don't take anything personally. If somebody does something to harm you, why are you taking it personally? Think about it. They're trying to harm you. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. I don't take it personally. Let them do what they do. Third thing, don't make assumptions. I'm not assuming what it is that you do. And that's in everything I'm telling you. This does not mean you're going to be perfect, but awareness. That's what Buddhism is. Awareness. When you see yourself acting outside of that element or that alignment, get back in it. Don't make assumptions. Don't assume who a person is. Try to get to know who that person is. The fourth thing, do your very best. Look, when I was in the military, it was a guy, saw me get out of the shower, had some tattoos, not as many as I have right now. And he's keep looking in the shower and he's like, can I ask you a question? And look, this is back in the 90s, like homosexuality, it was not popular back then, none of that stuff. So I'm putting on my clothes and this guy's like, yo, can I ask you a question? I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Let me put on my underwear at least first. So I put my clothes on and he said, and he keeps looking at the shower and I'm like, yo, what's up with this guy? He said, have you ever pulled a 187? And I said, a what? And then I started thinking, Snoop Dogg, 187 on an undercover cop. Oh, he's talking about murder. And I said, what did you say? Did I what? He said, have you ever pulled the drive-by? First of all, I'm like, what gun is he shooting? Like, this is very, but anyway. And I looked in his eyes and he was serious. He was like really asking me this because he really wanted to know. And I was like, yo, all right, man, I got to be honest with you. Can you keep a secret? And I see his chest. And I'm like, look, you can't tell nobody what I'm about to tell you. Yo, like, I said, I was on America's Most Wanted and I got like 4 bodies. I said, and I saw this Air Force bus come by and they kept saying James Williams. So I just jumped on a bus, grabbed the credentials, rode the bus to the airport, flew from Raleigh, North Carolina to San Antonio, Texas. And now I'm here in basic training. And look, man, I'm going to be real with you. If you say something, you're going to be the 5th body, bro. And like, and I was like, nah, man, I'm joking. Like who told you that? Like, why would you ask me that? And he was from a little town in Oregon where he never seen a black person face to face, but he felt like he could ask me this question. And I feel like that's just energy aligning you to ask the right people. And he said, my mom used to make me watch the Portland news. And she said, this is how black people are. Then she rented Menace to Society and Juice and showed him this is how black people are. So I want you to take the time to think about, what if I would have cussed him out? What if I would have fought him? I would have reinforced everything it was that his mom taught him. But by approaching him in a different manner, me and this young man developed a great relationship. And by the time basic training was over, me and this guy was fairly close. Now, he went on to a different tech school and went on to his duty assignment. But think about when he became a staff sergeant, a tech sergeant, a master sergeant, senior master sergeant, or a chief. Now he may have given somebody else that looked like me some grace. We have an opportunity to change the way people think instead of being so quick to judge him as a racist or he prejudiced or whatever it is. Everything in our mind has been learned behavior. It's our job to educate. So I want you to follow me on this journey to checking your life, be limitless, to move beyond all of these social constructs. When I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to a white man or a black man or a homosexual hetero. I could care less about all of that. I'm speaking to your spirit. I'm trying to connect with your soul. I'm trying to know who you really are. Because when I die, my flesh stays here. No matter how much work I put in the gym, it ends. But my spirit lives forever. That's what I'm talking to. I'm trying to connect with that. I want to have the spirit that Jesus had when he said, forgive them, they know not what they do to me. So even when you try to harm me, forgive them, they know not what they do to me. Because I'm not like everybody else. I promise you that. You ain't going to meet nobody like me. I'm on a whole different journey. Whole different journey. I'm trying to educate and enlighten the world to move beyond all of these social constructs, all of these labels, all of these things that limit us and divide us. I'm tired of being divided. I love my brothers and sisters that's white and black. Love my brothers and sisters that's Asian. Love my brothers and sisters that's Latinx. I don't care what you are. I love you. And I want to connect with you. That's why I could go to Bulgaria and see nobody that looked like me and still got love for them. That's why I could go to China and eat with them and walk around by myself and got love for them. That's why I have no fear wherever I go. Because when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But I'm going to give you love. And when my eyes close, that's it. But can't nobody tell me I didn't live a life of abundance. Call it naive, call it optimism. I don't care. I'm going to love until I can't love no more. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to live a life of negativity? Are you willing to live a life of hate? Are you trying to go on the other side and be positive and be optimistic? If you want to ride with me, please, please make sure you follow the podcast. I'm going to try to create content every week. I'm going to keep putting out information. And I promise you, it's going to be nothing but inspirational. It's going to be nothing but unconditional love. It's going to be nothing but peace. It's going to be nothing but joy. And it won't be no sugarcoating or no lies. This is my life. And I'm not ashamed of it. The good, the bad, the so-called ugly, I don't care. It's me. It's me. And once again, I love me some me. You need to love you. Look in that mirror and love everything about you. And realize that every day, today is a glorious day. And for 86,400 seconds, I will give my excellence and my best until I'm laid to rest. I'm abundantly blessed and never stressed. Be better than your best and never rest on your last success. You all are limitless. And I want y'all to come on this journey with me and take it to a whole nother level, all right? So be limitless, stay in contact. Make sure you follow me. I'm going to be putting out content, hopefully that could change your lives. Is there anything that you all could think of that you want me to discuss? Do not hesitate. Any guests you want me to bring on, you want to be a guest to come on, let me know and we'll make it happen. And we're going to change lives. We're going to do things in a whole different stratosphere. Because if you want church, I'm bringing church here. And this is a boy that was brought up all in the church. And don't get me wrong, I love God, but a little part of me cannot stand religion because religion divides. I'm trying to bring us together, and there's beauty in all of it. And I believe there's one God, one love, one unity, and I'm trying to bring it together. All right, be limitless. Peace.